In the fall of 2009, Congress enacted a Cash for Clunkers program, and within 2 months, approximately 700,000 late-model used vehicles were destroyed. But the question is, was this a successful program? Or has it done far more damage to our economy than we can imagine? You be the judge. The requirements for a clunker is that it has to be newer than 1983, has to get less than 18 miles to the gallon, and be a running, driving vehicle that's been insured and registered to the same owner for over a year. That means that every one of these vehicles were driven onto the lot as cheap, reliable transportation. And as you can see, most of these are in excellent shape.
Most of them, I would say, are between the 95 and 2000, but there are quite a few that's even newer than that. There's an 03 and 04 up there right now.
Once the deal was made, the engines were destroyed by the dealership, completely eliminating a source of cores and parts to engine rebuilders and repair shops, thus directly affecting their jobs and many, many more that depend on the used car market. From the dealership, the vehicle goes to the salvage yard, where they have 90 days to strip it of usable parts.
I can sell anything off of it except the motor and transmission that I want to. And after 90 days, the car has to be destroyed.
Unfortunately, most salvage yards don't have the storage or the personnel to deal with the removal of all these extra parts. So, after pulling simple things like wheels and tires, the vehicle's gonna go in the crusher, carrying with it thousands of dollars of used parts. So, you not only lose the car, but you also lose any parts that could have been used to keep a similar car on the road. Do you know how expensive it would be to go buy a new fender or a grill for a Mercedes like this? And yet we just watched the perfect grill, fenders, hood, and doors be destroyed in just a few seconds. This is just crazy. Still not convinced? Here's something else to think about. The automotive aftermarket is one of the largest industries in the United States. It's every auto parts store, every manufacturer that fills those auto parts stores. It's every repair shop, every paint shop. It's every muffler and brake shop. It's every oil and tire company. Every company that manufactures and sells tools to work on your car. It's everything that keeps your car running, from replacement engines to that little pine tree air freshener that you hang on the mirror. What do you think happens to all those businesses and jobs if you pull all the used cars off the market and crush them? Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, what does it matter, man? This is just a bunch of junkers. Nobody cares about this stuff. Well, if we would have had that mentality back in 1973 when the first oil embargo hit, today there would be no Chevelles, no Mustangs, no Camaros, no Roadrunners on the road, because those were considered clunkers. And today, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry a year. And by taking vehicles that are 5 to 15 years old and crushing them before their time, we are destroying thousands of small businesses and all kinds of jobs that have to do with the aftermarket. So, if you don't think this has anything to do with you, you don't want to get involved, want to sit there, this is your automotive future. Now that we have your attention, I know some of you are probably thinking, so what is the solution here? I can't afford a new vehicle, but my older vehicle is not very efficient or it's about to die. Well, simple. You make your older vehicle last longer, you make it more efficient, heck, you bring it back to life utilizing that aftermarket. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, what we have here is a typical clunker. We have a Chevy Avalanche, and as you can see by this window sticker, this would qualify for clunker status. It only gets 16 miles to the gallon. But it is possible to take this out of clunker status by just adding some simple aftermarket parts. Parts that you can afford, parts that you can install.